Princess Abeni was the sun and moon of Elubu, a radiant presence that illuminated the lives of all who knew her. Her beauty was unparalleled, her grace unmatched, and her spirit unbreakable. Her laughter, like the chiming of golden bells, brought joy to the hearts of her people. It was a sound that could lift the heaviest of spirits and bring light to the darkest of days. Her wisdom, a deep well of knowledge, was sought by many. She spent countless hours in study, absorbing the ancient texts and learning the ways of her ancestors. Her counsel was valued by all, from the youngest child to the oldest elder. Men, they flocked to her like moths to a flame, enchanted by her beauty and grace. They admired her from afar, dreaming of winning her heart, but few dared to approach her, knowing they were unworthy of her love. From distant kingdoms they came, bearing gifts, seeking her hand. They brought treasures from lands far and wide, hoping to impress her with their wealth and power. But Abeni was not swayed by material possessions, but Abeni, with eyes as old as time, saw through their superficial desires. She could see into their hearts and knew that many sought her for her beauty and status, not for who she truly was. She sought a love born of respect, not just fleeting infatuation. A love that would stand the test of time, built on mutual understanding and deep connection. Abeni excelled in all things. She was a skilled artist, a talented musician, and a gifted dancer. Her talents were many, and she used them to bring joy and beauty to her people. She mastered the art of healing, her touch soothing even the deepest wounds. Her knowledge of herbs and remedies was unparalleled, and she could cure ailments that others deemed incurable. Her words, laced with wisdom, could calm the fiercest storm. She spoke with a clarity and conviction that inspired all who heard her. Her speeches were legendary, and her people hung on her every word. The people of Elubu adored her, their beloved princess, a beacon of hope and prosperity. She was their guiding light, leading them through times of trouble and celebrating with them in times of joy. Yet, unknown to them, a darkness lurked beneath the surface, a secret threatening to shatter their world. Abeni carried a burden that she could not share, a truth that weighed heavily on her heart. She knew that if it were ever revealed, it could change everything. Long before Abeni's birth, a darkness fell upon Elubu. The skies darkened and the once vibrant village was shrouded in an eerie gloom. The villagers could feel an unsettling presence in the air, a foreboding that something terrible was about to happen. A jealous witch, consumed by envy for the queen's beauty, uttered a terrible curse. Her heart, blackened by hatred, sought to destroy the happiness of the royal family. She chanted ancient incantations, her voice echoing through the night as she cast her malevolent spell. This was no ordinary curse, but one that would seep into the very bloodline of the royal family. It was a curse designed to bring suffering and despair to every generation, ensuring that no member of the royal lineage would ever find peace. Whispers of the curse spread like wildfire, carried by the wind to every corner of the kingdom. The villagers spoke in hushed tones, their voices trembling with fear as they recounted the witch's dreadful words. The once bustling markets were now filled with anxious murmurs and worried glances. Fear gripped the hearts of the people. They could feel the weight of the curse pressing down on them, a constant reminder of the darkness that now loomed over their lives. The once joyful celebrations and festivals were replaced with somber gatherings and prayers for protection. The queen, heavy with child, was tormented by nightmares. Each night she would wake in a cold sweat, her heart pounding with terror. She could see the shadows creeping closer, feel the serpents slithering around her, and hear the whispers of the curse echoing in her mind. Visions of serpents and shadows haunted her waking hours. She could not escape the feeling that something sinister was always lurking just out of sight, waiting to strike. The once strong and confident queen was now a shadow of her former self, consumed by fear and anxiety. The king, desperate to protect his family, consulted the most powerful shamans and healers. He traveled far and wide, seeking anyone who might have the knowledge and power to break the curse. He offered riches and rewards, pleading for their help in saving his beloved queen and unborn child. But the curse, deeply embedded, refused to be broken. The shamans and healers tried every ritual, every spell, but to no avail. The mystical symbols that once glowed with power now lay dormant, their light extinguished by the darkness of the curse. The king's hope began to wane as he realized the true extent of the witch's malevolence. Abeni's birth was a joyous occasion, a beacon of hope amidst the lingering fear. Yet the curse, like a venomous serpent, lay dormant, awaiting its moment to strike. It revealed itself each night as darkness enveloped the land. The queen, bathed in moonlight, would undergo a terrifying transformation. Her soft skin would harden into scales, her gentle eyes turning cold and reptilian. The loving mother, the queen they knew, would become a creature of the night. A serpent, powerful and deadly, driven by instinct, not human emotion. This was the terrible price of the witch's curse, a secret shame hidden from the world. The king, bound by love and duty, kept the secret. He constructed a separate chamber for the queen, shrouded in protective enchantments. Each night he watched with a heavy heart as his beloved wife transformed, her screams echoing through the palace walls. The servants, sworn to secrecy, whispered tales of strange noises and shadows in the night, but none dared speak openly for fear of the king's wrath. Abeni grew up oblivious to the darkness that plagued her family. She remained shielded, her innocence protected at a terrible cost. A prince's folly. Word of Abeni's beauty reached the ears of Prince Adebayo, a man known for his arrogance and insatiable desires. Blinded by her beauty, he became obsessed. He showered her with lavish gifts, each one rejected, for Abeni saw through his superficial charm. Enraged by her rejections, Adebayo's desire morphed into a dangerous obsession. He vowed to possess her, even if it meant resorting to force. One night, fueled by arrogance and palm wine, Adebayo hatched a plan. He would sneak into Abeni's chambers, convinced that once he had her, she would be his. The Viper's Kiss. As the moon bathed Elubu in its silvery light, the village seemed to hold its breath, wrapped in an eerie stillness. Adebayo, a man driven by dark desires, crept through the palace shadows, his footsteps silent as a whisper. He found Abeni's chambers and, with a heart full of wicked intent, crept inside, his eyes gleaming with a sinister purpose. But the princess was not alone. She was guarded by an ancient protector, a creature of legend. On the bed, coiled in a slumbering heap, lay a monstrous serpent, its presence both majestic and terrifying. Its scales shimmered in the darkness, reflecting the moonlight like 1,000 tiny mirrors. Before Adebayo could comprehend what he was seeing, the serpent struck with lightning speed, a blur of motion in the dim light. Its fangs, dripping with venom, sunk deep into his flesh, delivering a deadly dose of poison. He screamed, a sound choked off as the serpent constricted around him, its coils tightening with relentless force. The serpent's grip was unyielding, crushing the life out of him with a cold, merciless efficiency. Adebayo's arrogance, his lust, had led him straight into the jaws of death. His fate was sealed the moment he stepped into the princess's chamber, a tragic end to a man consumed by his own dark desires. Outside, the village of Elubu remained peaceful, unaware of the deadly encounter that had just transpired within the palace walls. The moon continued to shine, indifferent to the human drama unfolding below. And so the tale of the Viper's Kiss was etched into the annals of Elubu's history, a cautionary story whispered by the village elders to remind the young of the perils of unchecked ambition and desire. Whispers turned to screams. Adebayo's death sent shockwaves through the village of Elubu. Whispers, once hushed, now echoed loudly in the streets. Fear gripped the hearts of the people deeply. Who would dare harm their beloved princess, they wondered. The king, his face etched with grief and fear, ordered an immediate investigation, but the guards found no signs of forced entry, no trace of an intruder save the mangled corpse of the prince. The king, bound by his secret, remained silent, his heart heavy with the weight of the truth. The oracle's wisdom. Desperate for answers, the king sought the counsel of the oracle, a woman revered for her wisdom and connection to the spirit world. The journey to the oracle was perilous, fraught with danger. Yet driven by the need to protect his daughter and his kingdom, the king embarked on the arduous journey. The oracle, shrouded in mystery, listened intently as the king poured out his heart, revealing the terrible secret that had haunted his family for years. The oracle spoke, her voice echoing with ancient power. The curse, she revealed, could only be broken by truth and sacrifice. Upon his return, the king gathered his people. Standing before them, his shoulders heavy with the weight of his secret, he finally revealed the truth. He spoke of the curse, of the Queen's knightly transformation, of the tragic fate that had befallen Prince Adebayo. Silence fell upon the crowd as his words sunk in. Fear, anger, and confusion washed over them. Yet, through it all, their love for their king and their princess remained. They understood now the heavy burden their king had carried, the sacrifice he had made to protect them. The curse, though revealed, could not be undone. The Queen, racked with guilt and sorrow, chose to live her days in isolation, her nights spent in her serpent form. Abini, heartbroken but resolute, vowed to honor her mother's sacrifice by ruling with wisdom and compassion. The people of Elubu, forever changed by the revelation, learned a valuable lesson. They learned that true love and acceptance meant embracing the darkness along with the light. And so, Princess Abeni ruled, her reign a testament to the enduring strength of her people, a legacy forged in the fires of sorrow and the enduring power of truth.